Hey there, my name is Luke Snell. I am the owner and pharmacist here at Luke's Pharmacy and Wellness. I'm going to teach you quickly today about our Reversing Insulin Resistance in 90 Days program. And so here's today's to-dos, and this is going to be fast and furious so we can cover everything in less than 10 minutes. So we're going to get into the actual problem of why we're all sick. We're going to get into the foundational four principles of what I think everybody should be doing in order to be metabolically healthy. Then we'll get into what makes us unique, and we'll call it for now special tool number one and special tool number two, but why our program has been so successful. And then we'll get into a little bit of pricing and even the next steps for you if you so choose to have some next steps. So, quick story here. This is Martine. He was actually patient number one for me. He's become a good friend. And he came to me about 7 months ago. He had just been diagnosed with diabetes. A1C was 8.9. If you don't know what that means his blood sugars were averaging well over 200. If you don't know what that means, it's not good. We don't want our blood sugars that high. He had high triglycerides. He weighed 268 pounds. Just did not feel good, no energy, had a hard time even getting in and out of his pickup for work. And so the doctor immediately prescribed a statin, metformin, and an injectable GLP-1 called Ozempic, which is ubiquitous and everywhere. And that brings me to my point of why I've even created this program. And it has everything to do with those injectable drugs. While I believe they can be a tool, I believe they're being misused and we're just kind of ignoring the side effects and or minimizing the side effects. And so I was looking for an alternative, and that led me to build this program. And you be the judge for yourself on how successful it is. I'll show you at the end what Martine's results were. But let's get into it a little bit. Let's get into the problem. And that is that most people today are living with low energy, weight gain, and declining health. Literally 88 to 93% of the US adult population is metabolically sick. And at the core, the real culprit of this is insulin resistance. We're living in this terrible cycle of we eat too many carbs and we eat them too frequently, and therefore our insulin is constantly spiked. And because our insulin is spiked, our cells are becoming resistant to it, and we're storing fat, we're storing things, and then we feel tired and hungry, and so we eat more carbs, and the cycle goes on. And this is how it manifests. These are some of the signs and symptoms. It can be migraines, it can be skin tags, hair loss, PCOS, high triglycerides, even a lot of diseases that you think of like Alzheimer's or high blood pressure. These are all very much related to insulin resistance. It's literally at the core of virtually all chronic disease. The good news is you can reverse it. That's what's amazing about it. We know what the core problem is, so you can reverse that insulin resistance in less than 90 days. Here's the foundational four of how you do that. And so number one is you got to control carbs. You got to eat less carbs, specifically less processed carbs. We would teach you exactly how to do that. You've got to prioritize protein. I've yet to run into a client that eats enough protein. We would teach you how much and when and what to eat there. When it comes to fats, our mantra is you fill and flavor with fats and you don't fear fats. So long as your carbs are low, fats are not dangerous like we've been taught they were all of our lives. And then the last piece is the frequent fasting or intermittent fasting or whatever you want to call it. And so this is the foundational four that anybody can do. Please do that at the very least right now. That's often not enough though. People need a little more help, and that brings in special tool number one. This is a nutraceutical that I found, and it's a food-based one, and it's a combination of two different drinks. One is this Unamate, and that we drink while we're fasting, and the other one is this Balance, and that's done before meals. They're natural, they're food-based, they're patented, they're in the physician's desk reference. They're just highly effective. I can't get into enough of it right now. They're wonderful, but the main reason I brought them in is because of this here. It boosts your natural GLP-1 levels by 60%. Well, why do we want to do that? Well, that's the benefit that comes from those GLP-1 injectable drugs is because they're boosting, so they're synthetically injecting GLP-1 into you. And so what GLP-1 does is it decreases your cravings, slows your gastric emptying, and helps with insulin sensitivity. And so we can do that naturally. We can boost our GLP-1 levels naturally without all the nasty side effects. That's the main reason I brought this supplement in and use it as our main tool. And so that's one option for you. You can do those foundational four, add these drinks to it, and have tons of people doing that and just that and being extremely successful. We did add this final piece of education and accountability, and we did so because there's studies that show when it comes to making health interventions, if you add some sort of peer support, some sort of accountability, the success rate goes up sevenfold. And so we created a full program around that. And so that's our special tool number two. What does that look like? So in our program, that means we call it a reversing insulin resistance in 90 days. And so we meet with you weekly over that 90-day period. We have an initial long meeting. It's 1 hour, and we go into the details of exactly how this will lay out for you over the next 90 days, how to eat your carbs, when to eat your carbs, protein, all of that. And then we meet on a weekly basis. Those are shorter meetings, maybe more like 20 to 30 minutes. And each week we are, we're helping, solving problems, but even more importantly, we're providing education. We're very big on like this whole mantra of we teach a man to fish instead of give a man a fish. We want to teach you how to be healthy forever, not just 90 days, but be healthy forever. And we take that very seriously. You have tools when you're a member as well, or when you sign up for our program as well. And so you can do a self-paced insulin IQ course and really get into even more detail. We have a lot of solutions like we have recipe lists and food lists and menu lists and all of that sort of thing. If you happen to be here in Haley, then you can even do our Staiku body scan. It's a 3D body scanner, so you can look at composition, and then everybody gets 10% off of supplements. And so here's some of the results we've seen when it comes to weight loss, because that's what people I know care about. It seems like the most average of 22 pounds in this 90-day period. That's a 9% reduction in body weight. And just so you know, those miracle GLP-1 drugs, the average weight loss in 90 days is just 6%. And so what's cool about that is it's more effective, and you do it naturally without all the nasty side effects. I love this part. As a pharmacist that owns a pharmacy, it's kind of ironic, but I'm trying to get my patients off of medications all of the time because I want to fix the actual problem, which is this insulin resistance. And then there's just the improvements in sleep and joints and energy and mood. Getting your life back kinds of things. Okay, and so here's some results. This is Erica, no more achy knees and feet. She actually did the program just to support her husband, but turns out she needed some help too. And so she ended up losing 16 pounds and just feels wonderful. Katie here had pre-diabetes, and when she had her kid a couple of years ago, she even had gestational diabetes. And so that's kind of a fast track for having full-blown diabetes before too long. But she lost 17 pounds. She no longer has blood sugar problems. Sam here was awesome. She has a bunch of kids, and so she now has more energy to play with her kids. She lost 33 pounds, just feels great. And then my guy I mentioned at the first, Martine, he went from an 8.9 A1C to a 5.6 A1C. That's no longer diabetic. He's not diabetic. That was in less than 90 days. He lost like 36 pounds in that first 90 days, but he kept going because he feels so good. And that's the whole point, is these are the principles you should do forever. So he's now up to over 60 pounds in 5 months. He did wonderfully. It was amazing. And he sends me videos of him riding horses now, which he couldn't do anymore. So it's really cool to see. It's incredibly satisfying. So let's get into what are your package options. So you could do, again, the foundational four for free. You can add the Feel Great system, those drinks, and those cost $159 a month. Oh, excuse me, that's my cost. And so I can give you a link to get it at that cost. That's the minimum. I would say you need that extra tool, or you can do the total package. And so that's $400 a month at the top tier of it, but I can show you how we can save different money in different ways. You can pause right here to look at these different in-person options and virtual options. Just know that it depends on whether you're in-person, virtual, group, small group, big group, that sort of thing. And remember that these prices that you see here, excuse me, are separate from the price for those drinks. Okay, so here's how you can save money. Number one, you can pay up front, so $400 a month, $1,200 you can pay up front, and that saves you a couple $100. That would be $1,000. You can do it virtually. That saves $50 a month. You can do small groups, saves 50. Large groups saves 100. And then you can do this win your money back promo, and that actually gives you your money back for the first full month. I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. But the savings, you can stack those, and you can actually get it like for basically over 50% off. Also know this, like I'm not in to try and like hook people in, like you committed your $400 a month or whatever. If you feel like we're not delivering the value and doing what we said we would, I money back. Like I have no questions asked. Like I'm not here to dupe you into anything. I want this to be as risk free as possible. And so let's get into the win your money back real quick. There's 5 easy steps. Just be present at each meeting, follow the protocol, achieve ketosis. We would talk about that. Exercise, and I'm talking like even walking 3 times a week. And then you just help us spread the word. And you can pause and look a little closer at that. And we would, if you're totally averse to like social media, we would talk about other ways you can help us spread the word. But as long as you do these things, you can literally earn your money back for the first month. And so what do you do now? Contact me. So you can direct message me, you can email me, you can call me and text me. We can set up a one-on-one phone call where we can talk about any questions you have. I can send you the link to get the drinks. You can buy it at my cost. I can send you my calendar link.